The world gasped. Pope Francis, the humble reformer, had resigned. His papacy, a beacon of hope for many, had come to an abrupt end. February 1st, 2025, would forever be etched in the annals of church history. Never before had the world witnessed 2 consecutive papal resignations. Speculation ran rampant. What had prompted this unexpected decision? Whispers of failing health, mounting controversies, and internal church conflicts filled the air. The Vatican, tight-lipped as ever, offered little explanation. Francis's papacy had been marked by both progress and turmoil. He had championed the poor and marginalized, advocating for social justice and environmental responsibility. Yet he had also faced criticism for his handling of clerical sexual abuse scandals and his perceived leniency towards divorced and remarried Catholics. The weight of the papacy, it seemed, had taken its toll. Francis, a man of deep faith and compassion, appeared weary, his once sprightly demeanor now replaced by a somber gravity. The world watched, holding its breath, as the Church prepared for a new chapter. The papacy is a heavy mantle, even for the strongest of souls. Pope Francis, despite his best efforts, was not immune to the burdens of office. His declining health, a constant source of concern for the faithful, had become increasingly evident in recent years. The grueling schedule, the endless meetings, the weight of expectations, it all took a toll. Images of Francis grimacing in pain, his movements slow and labored, became all too common. His once booming voice, now often reduced to a whisper, betrayed his physical fragility. The controversies surrounding his papacy, too, had added to his woes. Conservative factions within the Church had fiercely resisted his attempts at reform, accusing him of diluting Catholic doctrine and undermining traditional values. The sexual abuse scandals, a deep wound on the body of the Church, continued to plague his papacy, despite his efforts to address the issue head-on. Francis, a man of peace, found himself embroiled in conflict, both internal and external. The weight of the world, it seemed, rested heavily on his aging shoulders. His resignation, though a shock, was perhaps not entirely unexpected. As the College of Cardinals prepared for the momentous task of electing a new pontiff, one name emerged from the whispers and speculations: Luis Antonio Tagle, the charismatic Archbishop of Manila. Tagle, a theologian of considerable intellect and a pastor of deep humility, represented a different kind of leadership, one rooted in compassion, dialogue, and a profound connection with the people. His rise to prominence had been nothing short of meteoric. Born in 1957 to a devout Catholic family in Imus, Philippines, Tagle's journey to the heart of the Church had been marked by both academic brilliance and pastoral zeal. Ordained a priest in 1982, he quickly gained a reputation as a gifted teacher and communicator. His homilies, known for their simplicity, depth, and ability to resonate with people from all walks of life. His appointment as Archbishop of Manila in 2011 thrust him onto the global stage. Tagle, with his infectious smile, his easygoing manner, and his deep commitment to social justice, quickly captured the imagination of Catholics worldwide. He became a symbol of the Church's growing presence in Asia, a continent where Christianity was experiencing a remarkable resurgence. Tagle's appeal stemmed not from any grand ambition or thirst for power, but from his genuine humility and his unwavering commitment to the poor and marginalized. He was, in every sense of the word, a people's cardinal, a shepherd who walked among his flock, sharing their joys and sorrows, their hopes and anxieties. His tenure in Manila was marked by his tireless efforts to reach out to the city's poorest and most vulnerable residents. He established shelters for the homeless, soup kitchens for the hungry, and medical clinics for the sick. He walked the streets of the slums, listening to the stories of the people, offering words of comfort and encouragement. Tagle's compassion extended beyond the Catholic community. He was known for his interfaith dialogue, his efforts to build bridges with other Christian denominations, and his advocacy for the rights of Muslim Filipinos. He believed in the power of dialogue, of understanding, of building a more just and compassionate world together. His elevation to the College of Cardinals in 2012 cemented his status as a rising star in the Church. Many saw in him a potential future pope, a leader who could bridge divides, heal wounds, and usher in a new era of hope and renewal for the Catholic Church. Inside the sacred chamber, with the eyes of the world upon them, the cardinals entered the Sistine Chapel, their solemn procession a powerful reminder of the gravity of their task. Behind closed doors, shrouded in secrecy, they would decide the fate of the Catholic Church. The conclave, a centuries-old tradition steeped in ritual and intrigue, is a process both awe-inspiring and enigmatic. Cut off from the outside world, the cardinals deliberate in prayer and contemplation, seeking divine guidance in their momentous decision. Each cardinal, a prince of the Church, carries the weight of history on his shoulders. They are the heirs to a legacy that stretches back to the apostles, entrusted with safeguarding the faith and guiding the faithful. Theirs is a responsibility that transcends national boundaries, cultural differences, and political ideologies. The atmosphere within the Sistine Chapel is said to be electric, a palpable sense of anticipation hanging in the air. The cardinals, their faces etched with concentration, cast their votes in secret, their ballots bearing the names of those they deem worthy of the papacy. The Other Contenders. While Cardinal Tagle emerged as a frontrunner, the conclave was far from predictable. Other cardinals, each with their own strengths and weaknesses, were vying for the papacy. Cardinal Pietro Parolin, the Vatican Secretary of State, was a seasoned diplomat with a keen understanding of global affairs. His experience in navigating the complexities of international relations made him a formidable contender. Cardinal Marc Ouellet, the Canadian prefect of the Congregation for Bishops, was known for his theological acumen and his conservative stance on doctrinal matters. His supporters saw in him a defender of tradition and orthodoxy. Cardinal Robert Serra, the Guinean prefect of the Congregation for Divine Worship and the Discipline of the Sacraments, was a vocal advocate for a return to liturgical traditionalism. His outspoken views had earned him both admiration and criticism. Cardinal Peter Turkson, the Ghanaian prefect of the Dicastery for Promoting Integral Human Development, was a champion of social justice and environmental sustainability. His passionate advocacy for the poor and marginalized had made him a popular figure in the developing world. The conclave, it seemed, was a clash of visions, a contest between continuity and change, between tradition and reform. The cardinals, faced with a momentous decision, prayed for wisdom and discernment, awaiting white smoke. The world watched and waited, their gaze fixed on the chimney atop the Sistine Chapel. The black smoke, a symbol of indecision, had billowed into the Roman sky twice a day, signaling the cardinals' continued deliberations. But the faithful remained hopeful, their prayers ascending like incense, pleading for a swift and decisive outcome. The suspense was palpable. News crews from around the world camped out in St. Peter's Square, their cameras trained on the chimney, ready to capture the moment the white smoke emerged, signaling the election of a new pope. Social media buzzed with speculation. Who would it be? Would the cardinals choose a reformer in the mold of Francis, or would they opt for a more conservative figure? The Church at a crossroads held its breath. The wait, though agonizing, was a testament to the enduring power of faith. Millions around the world, united by their belief, prayed for guidance, for unity, for a shepherd who would lead the Church into the future. The world, hungry for hope, yearned for the white smoke. Hope and uncertainty. Days turned into nights as the conclave continued. The world held its breath, a collective gasp escaping as the white smoke finally appeared. A new pope had been chosen. The bells of St. Peter's Basilica pealed, their joyous chimes echoing through the ancient city, announcing the news that had been so eagerly awaited. The crowd in St. Peter's Square erupted in cheers, their faces a mixture of joy and relief, their voices a chorus of celebration. The identity of the new pope, however, remained a mystery. The world waited with bated breath, eager to learn who would lead the Catholic Church into a new era. Speculation ran rampant, but no one knew for sure. The cardinals, bound by their oaths of secrecy, remained tight-lipped. The wait, though excruciating, was almost over. A new dawn for the Church. As Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle stepped onto the balcony, the roar of the crowd shook St. Peter's Square. The first Asian pope in modern times, a beacon of humility and compassion, had been chosen to lead the Church. His election, a moment of profound significance, sent shockwaves across the globe. For the 1.3 billion Catholics worldwide, it was a moment of both celebration and uncertainty. Could this humble shepherd from the East unite a church grappling with division and scandal? Could he bridge the gap between tradition and modernity, between the developed and developing world? The challenges were immense. The specter of clerical abuse continued to haunt the church, eroding trust and demanding accountability. The rise of secularism posed new challenges to the church's relevance in an increasingly secularized world. And the growing chasm between rich and poor, between North and South, demanded a prophetic voice, a champion for justice and equality. Pope Tagle, with his disarming smile and his message of mercy, offered a glimmer of hope. But the road ahead was long and arduous. The future of the church under his leadership remained an open question, a tapestry yet to be woven. Please subscribe to our channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.